night. I don't want a brand new car. Mine is just
Hey guys, for our curly hairstyle of the week, we're doing a Chinese staircase braided ponytail. I've seen a Chinese staircase braid on straight hair, but I just wanted to try it out on my daughter's curly biracial hair. And as you can see, she does have a lot of waves. I did braid her hair the night before just to kind of stretch it out a little bit. We're going to begin with a ponytail, your classic ponytail. You can make it however high or however low you want it. And then we're going to take a small piece of hair and wrap it around the base of the ponytail to cover up that hair tie, just for a seamless look. You can also pin it in place if you'd like, but it should generally stay just fine. So with that same piece of hair, we're going to wrap it around and form a loop. And we're going to thread it through, and that's how we're going to create our first stitch. Now it's also important to pull firmly to create that first stitch, just to keep it in place. If it's too loose, it's gonna unravel, and of course we don't want that. And we're just grabbing another piece of hair and we're going to continue with the same pattern. And as you can see, I'm just spraying with a little bit of water, and I'm also using a fine tooth comb to smooth out the hair. Now you may be wondering, why isn't she using a large tooth comb or wide tooth comb? And the answer to that is simple. We started out on freshly detangled hair, so there's already no knots, and that fine tooth comb just kind of smooths out the hair and got rid of a lot of the flyaways. You can also use a little pomade or a little oil or a little gel to smooth out the hair as well. It really does depend on the hair texture. So you gotta basically do whatever works for you, as I always say. Now, this kind of stitch, this pattern that we're doing here, it reminds me of lanyards from back in the day. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I used to go to camp in Brooklyn. And for those of you who are not familiar with lanyards, they're like plastic strings that can be used to make different kind of patterns or stitches, and we just learn how to do different designs, and it's really great for like motor skills or just having fun. We used to put them on keychains. It was just such a cool thing that we used to do, and this is kind of paying homage, if you will, to that kind of design that we used to do back in the day. There are also a bunch of other different designs like the cobra, but this one's my favorite, this Chinese staircase. Sometimes people refer to it as the Chinese ladder.
Charlie Brown, my Charlie Brown. I don't want the gifts this time. Money can buy. I just want someone to. I just want someone who belongs to me. Can you leave love under my tree? Under my tree. Can you leave love? Can you leave it under my tree? Under my tree, leave it under. Can you leave it under my tree? Oh, I don't want the things that money can't buy. Can you leave it for me? For me? Can you do this for me? For me? I don't want the gifts. Money can't do this for me. No.
Now we're just continuing on. We're just going to grab another small piece of hair and combine it with the previous stitch that we made. Spray it with a little bit of water, smooth it out a little bit. You can use your fingers, you can use a comb, whatever works for you, and continue on with the stitch. It's really that simple. And again, we're going to just put it underneath the ponytail, wrap it around, creating a loop and threading that piece of hair, the same piece of hair through, and then firmly tugging just to make sure it's in place. And no worries, it's not going to damage the hair or anything. As a matter of fact, when it's time to take it out, it's quite simple. You're just going to take each strand and kind of gently pull on it, and it just unravels with no problem. It doesn't create any knots at all.
Did you hear me say that? Can you do that for me? Oh.
The great thing about this is that you can stop right there if you'd like, or you can continue on all the way till the end. It really does depend on what you're feeling for the day. I kind of like to do it, I'd say a little bit more than halfway, and then kind of allow the curls to flow freely. But it really is whatever feels best. And you could change it up as you go. And I also find that working on hair that's damp is so much easier than working on hair that's dry, because if it's a little damp, it kind of controls a lot of the flyaways. It makes it easier to manipulate. Whereas when the hair is dry, you have all these flyaways. It's harder to control. So I think for my daughter's hair texture especially, water is usually the best way to go. If you have a little bit more thicker or coarse hair, you can use gel, you can use a pomade, you can use oil. Pretty much whatever your hair can handle. Here I'm just smoothing out the hair a little bit. So there we go. We place it under, creating that loop. And we're going to wrap it around and then thread it through and gently tug on the stitch just to make sure it's firmly in place.
No, I don't. Oh, I want love under my tree. Can you make it happen? Can you make it happen? Santa, for me, for me. Can you leave love? Can you leave love? Yeah. Under my tree, yeah. Yeah. Under my tree. Can you leave love? Oh, can you, yeah. Under my tree. Can you leave it under my, oh. Can you leave love? 'Cause I don't want the things, oh, that hundreds of dollars can buy. Oh, I need something better this time.
Like I said, you can continue on all the way to the end, but we're going to stop it right here. And I'm just going to take a little hair tie and form a little ponytail, and I'm going to allow the rest of her hair to hang freely. And you can put some curling custard or a curl defining lotion just to make sure that the curls are defined. You can also do a little bit of a twist to create a spiral Chinese staircase. This is what my lanyard used to look like back in the day, but we're just gonna keep it the way we styled it and keep it as is. I think that also looks cute. So we're just gonna fluff out the hair a little bit, scrunch. I just added a little bit of water and just a little bit of curl defining lotion. And once it dries, it is gonna become a bit more fuller. And that's pretty much it. And there you have it. Your little one is good to go. I hope you try this. Be sure to tell me how it goes. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great one. Bye.